What is up, YouTube? We are here today bringing the Emperor of Darkness structure decks. Three of them. As you guys know, this structure deck just came out. It's one of the very few structure decks where you can literally just buy three of them, put them together, and play the deck and be competitive with it, because this deck tends to lock out your opponent, especially if they're playing anything Pendulum. And if they play a deck that relies heavily on the extra deck, like Madolches or something of that nature, it's very good against anything like that. Anything that special summons, because you can play the Vanity's Fiend in this. You can also play Majesty's Fiend. So you have really good matchups against Cosmo and stuff like that. But yeah, before I do all this talking, we're just going to go ahead and let's just go over some of these cards real quick. We have the Erebus, Ether, Eidos, Idea. I guess that's Idea, yeah. There's also some really cool reprints in this. We have Common Mathematician and Common Soul Charge. So that's really good for all the budget players, people who need that, need those cards. So we're just going to go ahead and tear this thing open. This thing is really good because you can literally just buy three of them and have a competitive deck. So we have here a quick little beginner's guide of how to play the deck. The last structure deck that actually came out like this was the Odd Eyes structure deck. And as you see here, it's pretty much shows you how to play. And then has this really cool poster thing right here of Ether and the other guy. But we're going to put all this stuff to the side for now. And we're going to get right into this structure deck because this thing is really good, and this thing doesn't even have a tab, so we're going to try to rip this thing open without damaging any cards. And I believe I got it. Alright, so yeah, like I said, this deck is like really good. Like, you don't even have to play an extra deck, which makes this deck like really good. And then also on top of that, the structure decks are now coming with a lot of foils. So we have Ether, the Heavenly Monarch, for ultra rare. We have Erebus, the Underworld Monarch, for another ultra rare. And then we have Eidos, the Underworld Squire, super rare. Idea, or Idea, the Heavenly Squire. Pantheism of the Monarchs. This card is retarded because this card reads as you can discard this card. When you activate this card, you can discard a Monarch spell or trap card. And draw two cards. And then this card also says that when it's in the graveyard, you can banish a Monarch spell or trap from the grave and reveal three cards, spell or traps with Monarch in the name, and your opponent has to add one to the hand. So if you have like triple Tenacity, then your opponent has to give you Tenacity, which basically searches the rest of the deck. So I'm really glad that was actually the super rare. Then we have the other Monarch stuff. We have Caius, Zaborg, Gramarg, Mobius, Thealios, Ryza. And then we have the little guys, Lucius, the Shadow Vassal, the more Vassals. These two are actually like really good because this guy special summons himself if you put a token on your opponent's board. And this guy, he Book of Moons an opponent's monster and can special summon himself. So these cards are like really good. This card is also like forces your opponent to like negate with Cyber Dragon Infinity. Also, it helps get you around like Traptrix, Rafflesia, whatever. So, and just like all the other vessels, they have 800 attack, 1000 defense. So they can be brought out with Idea. So then we have Escher, the Frost Vassal. And we're just going to go through here. This is pretty much, oh, cool. Common Dandelion, that's a good reprint. Mathematician Common, another good reprint. Battle Fader, Rainbow Karibo. It's really weird to see this card as a common, but it is what it is. Domain of the True Monarchs. Now, this card is really good. It says that if you control a tribute summon monster and you control no cards in your extra deck, while this card is face up on the field, your opponent cannot special summon monsters from the extra deck. Also, while this card is face up on the field, your Mega Monarchs or your Ether and Erebus, they become level 6. So you can just tribute summon them with one tribute instead of two. So this is really good. There is this whole thing about the extra deck going on with this. if you are playing this card, you are not allowed to have tokens representing an extra deck to attempt to fool your opponent. If you do, you will be disqualified from any competitive tournament play. So just giving you guys a heads up, don't be that little cheater trying to get one over on your opponent. Let's just play clean and fair and, have good games. Then we have March of the Monarchs, which is really good. This says tribute summon monsters you control cannot be targeted by or destroyed by card effects. You cannot special summon monsters from the extra deck, which is pretty much the theme, but we can ignore all of that because this deck really doesn't care about using the extra deck. Return of the Monarchs. This card is really good. It says that it says you cannot special summon monsters from the extra deck. When you summon a monster, you can activate one of these effects. When you tribute summon a monster, you can activate one of these effects. Add from your deck to your hand one monster with 2400 attack and 1000 defense with a different name than that tribute summon monster. So like, let's say you tribute for, here we go, perfect example. Caius, the Shadow Monarch. When that resolves, you can add, let's say, Grand Marg, or in this case, you can actually even search out Majesty's Fiend through this. So this card is really good. Then we have Monarch Stormforth, Tenacity, which is like, it searches like the entire deck, so it's pretty good. Dicefoon, I don't even know what that card does. Common Soul Charge, man, that is pretty ugly, but can't even lie, it's a really good reprint. Then we have the Prime Monarch, which is the really good trap card. The just came out in this structure deck as well. The first Monarch, Escalation of the Monarchs, and the Monarch's Awaken is it this one? One of these, they negate like your opponent's card effects. Oh, and we have a Caius Shadow Ball token, so that is really cool. Once again, like I said, all you have to do is go out and pick up 3 copies of this deck, and you have a competitive meta deck to play. I highly advise to do it. This is exactly what I'm doing. I'm actually making the switch right now from Mage Spectres and Pepe over to Monarchs because this really gets rid of, like dealing with Wavering Eyes and stuff like that. As a competitive player, I'm really sick and tired of that stuff. So this is what I'm going to play until that whole situation's fixed, and maybe we go back to Pendulums. But I hope you guys enjoy. Please like this video. If you like the video, like the video. If you didn't like it, then I'm sure if you guys watch it again, you probably like it the second time. Don't forget to comment. Tell me what cards you're excited about. Tell me what kind of decks that you guys are going to be playing in this Monarch deck. And don't forget to subscribe for weekly Yu-Gi-Oh content. And I'll see you guys next time.